Shalom, shalom, brothers. Brother Kamal Mahar here, back at it again. First thing first, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahar Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders that learn his truth from. Blessing to the Akimadir preaching his word with heart and sincerity. Blessed to the 144,000 entirely. The first fruits kingdom of heaven, house of David, the Biaf, Dawadah. And shalom to brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking different nations. Shalom to you, brothers. So today, brothers, man, I wanted to get into trusting in the Lord through adversity. That's a really good topic. I tell you what, which is pretty much like a basis of common sense. And I'm gonna bring up the most common thing I bring up a lot, what my brother like to say. When you're in a situation, Salakia too, brothers. Let me go ahead and throw this. Do not disturb. When you're in a situation, I guess what you would call prosperity, we all live through it. There's a lot of things in our lives where things go well and then things don't go well. I've been there plenty of times. Self-inflicting things, things that come out of nowhere, and things just happen to go wrong, and it could be medium, small, medium, and big. For where flat tires, car breakdown, baby mama drama, I don't know, bills stacked up, can't find a job or so. We all been there. I've been there crazy. I know what rock bottom feel like, and look like. And I'm very grateful for the situation I'm in right now. And the Lord knows that, you know what I mean? I can remember things. So, being mindful and grateful and staying with the Lord in prayer, and always giving thanks to the Lord is the best way to go about this. But back on the adversity side, when things go wrong, I'm also living proof myself that when something goes wrong, you pray to the Lord and the Lord will deliver you out of it. Because when you think about it, through prayer in the time of adversity is also proving your faith. Think about it. If you don't have faith at all, then what's the point of praying depending on something else to help you, right? You know what I mean? Like, the only reason why you reach out to something is because you have faith that it could possibly help you, right? That's the only reason why you reached out like that. Other than that, if you knew it wouldn't help you, or you just had no help at all, then there just would be no reach out. It will be sit there, reflect, and figure out how you're going to get out of this, and just have to thug it out, right? I mean, that's all you got at that point. Pursuing to, atheists and I guess people who swear they have a religion and then probably don't even use it, right? But that's all I got for you from that basis. And it's pretty much a common sense thing or a logical thing to think of, or the result or the reaction of having something that you do depend on and something that you don't, right? So, all through the scriptures, you got Samson, David, Jonah, you got the children of Israel. I mean, just a whole bunch of stories of people being delivered through having faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. So that's why prayer is important, because the Lord want to see your faith, especially in a time of need is when you really gonna need it. My biggest point in the beginning of this was talking about prosperity. Prosperity is very, very is healthy. It can also be damaging depending on how it works with you. But prosperity is a thing of happiness, dopamine hits, and positivity. So it's easy to pray to the Lord. It's easy to dwell. It's easy to smile. It's easy to move in, maybe in the energy of abundance and just feeling great about yourself and the surrounding areas and the people you were with. But when things get rough, and then you have opposite emotions, frustration, being annoyed, irritated, angry, upset, mad, all the same. When those emotions kick in, that can change the whole perspective of how your brain can think, because your brain can be very clouded. Anxiety is a good one. All those emotions they're real. They happen to us and they exist. And it's inevitable in the flesh that we live in. But those emotions need to be what you would call temporary. It's okay to feel them at first because we're human. But at the same time, having faith in the Lord and trusting the Lord, you're going to have to figure out a way to really use the faith like you said you got it. And this is for talking about me and everybody that's listening and everybody in this truth as an Israelite, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Seminole Indians who I'm speaking to. When times get rough, that's when you're going to have to use the faith the most. And then when you actually go for it, the Lord looking and he can see it. And it's like, oh, okay. The Lord like, oh, okay, great. Oh, okay. He depended on me and he's looking for me to help him because he believed that I can do it. And that's a believer, which is proving your faith. That's why prayer is so dope and so important, because all it does, it proves your belief of what you believe in, especially when you get in a time of adversity and you don't panic. So I like to start off my videos with thoughts like that. Let's go into these scriptures. Let's go with James. Let's start with James. I was already in Psalm, so Psalm 62 and 8. Let me see. You know what? You start up. Shoot, this is dope. All right, start at 5. My soul wait thou only upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for my expectation is from him. He is only my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. That's faith right there. Knowing the Lord is your rock and your defense. And we know David was a bad boy when it come to faith. That boy David, man, listen. When it come to that faith, David is a prime example of that. Verse 7. In Yahweh is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 8. Trust in him at all times. Ye people, pour out your heart before him. Yahweh is a refuge for us. Salah. You see that? We need to be focused on that, and there's the instruction and the manual of exactly what we got to do. You're gonna have, like, for example, when you a kid, I don't want to use too many examples because I don't want to assault your brother's intelligence, but just for the sake of the video, edification's sake, when we was young boys, that whenever things got wrong, we ran to mom and dad. And we ran to mom and dad because we knew mom and dad was our protector, and our refuge at the time. And when something go wrong, you go to mom and dad, and they always figured it out. That's what make them parents and mom and dad, and make them so dope as parents, because you can go to them in a time of trouble like most kids can. And you go to them because you know they're going to help you. You gotta be that little kid again about the Lord. You got to be that mindset when something go wrong. Damn, I got to go holler at my pop. Damn, I'm in a time of trouble. Yo, pop, this situation, I'm going through it. I need some help. And then like one of the apostles, Apostle Gabar would say, after that prayer goes up, then what you do from there is you pretty much let the chips fall where they fall. And then you have to pretty much let the Lord do his thing. Straight like that, brothers. Let me go to James. James 1 and started probably 3. Let me see. I got I'm gonna start at let's start at 3. Start at 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Okay, yeah, perfect. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith work of patience. You see that? It's the trying of your faith work of patience. It's like, all right, pray to the Lord, and then you gotta wait. See what happens from there. Let the Lord do what he do. 4. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. See that? You gotta really understand that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord do what he do on his time, but he always got your back when you believe in him and you doing the right thing. And I now I know what my last precept is going to be. And also for you brothers, tension spans. I mean, I'm letting the spirit deal, but me and my brothers was talking amongst each other, and we found out that through the spirit, unless it proceeds more, 10 to about 12-minute videos is enough for brothers to get the point, get the edification, and also get their attention spans, keep the attention span so the spirit can deal and give them a nice little jab to a hook, down to the body, straight hand right. And brothers, I want to get to one of my favorite precepts that brothers need to literally be focused on. I don't gotta read the whole thing, but Sirach 2 is like I go to it a lot, but it is what it is, and it's not gonna be. It can never get old. Sirach 2, just like James 1 and 2 started. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. See that? Cleave unto him, which is also patience, and depart not away. Patience, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Relax. Hold up for a second. Let the Lord do what he do, and watch how he move. Right? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. That's why pursuant to what's James 1 and 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, right? Same thing with Sirach is saying right here in the verse 4, which is very tough to do. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. We're all going to feel that, or we have, right? And it can come again. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. And ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest he fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Right? And we all, and you know what? Here's my last precept that I was actually going for, and it's actually in the same chapter of this particular and it's actually in the same chapter. Wow. My last precept is this. Verse 10 actually, but I'm going to 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Here's my biggest point. 10 and 11. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in the time of affliction. See that? Beautiful. That's like the dope. Yo, when brothers really go through some things, Sirach 2 start at 1 all the way to 11. I'm writing this out, brothers, edifying to you brothers, Lord willing. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Bahara Kakwadash. Yahweh, he is to be, exists by Shem in the name, and the only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah. Baha, in the Holy Spirit of Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders learned true from. Blessing to the Akim there preaching his word. With whole heart to sincerity. Blessed to the 144,000, 1/3 entirely, the elect, the first fruits, kingdom of heaven, house of David, the Biyat Wadah. And Shalom, brothers out there speaking different tongues and living different nations. Shalom, brothers.